Hey guys, Sketch here, and today I'm going to show you how to use Toxin General to defeat the Super Weapon Challenge. As usual, this is going to be played in hard difficulty, and I'm going to show you some strategies to overcome what Super Weapon General throws at you. Things like the bombers, the Comanches, particle cannons, and the A-10s, how you can trick them, and plenty more. Now, just a little housekeeping here before we get into the run proper. If you find that you like what you're watching, please go ahead and give this video a like. It's absolutely free and helps this channel out. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit that bell icon so you get notified when I upload more like this. Every sub is going to help this channel out and is greatly appreciated. And with that, let's get into the run.
Dr. Thrax versus General Alexander.
Your rush tactics won't work on me. Welcome, General. Are you ready to begin?
There's a lot of ground to cover here, so I'll do my best. The first two things you need to concern yourself with are the first wave of Comanches and the A-10s. And there's a way to trick both of them, so we'll get into that in a little bit. But for now, you're just going to see me start up a couple of barracks and a supply depot.
I am sorry, General, but that's just how I like to say hello. Well, good luck, General.
So we're going to start two barracks because I like to get captured out as quickly as possible. Okay, a little bit about the A-10 logic before it comes in. It tries to strike and do the most damage to you in terms of dollar value. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put a whole bunch of construction sites down. And once the construction sites are down and she starts sending her A-10s at about the 125, 127 mark, you'll see I cancel the construction sites and the A-10 should land harmlessly. Now the A-10s should strike that area and it will do absolutely nothing. Another thing is most players would normally expand outwards and to the left, and the Comanches will suddenly come in out of nowhere and give them a bad day. So the trick to this is to wait about 10 seconds after the A-10s land and then move in, because her Comanches will just turn away. They won't bother you at all, so you can move in after that time. So you see I start an arms dealer as usual, and this artillery platform is giving me a lot of problems.
We're waiting for you, General. What's keeping you? Another perfectly executed strike.
Yes, I go. A warrior is falling. Going. Cannot we live in peace? We will not be oppressed.
Some of you might struggle with, well, most of you might struggle with the Aurora bombers. So the way I deal with it is to place a lot of cannon fodder in between your base and hers. So she'll bomb your cheap units like your tunnel networks, your RPG troopers, your rebels, but she won't get to your main base structures, which is what's important.
You may think I'm hiding.
Since her bombers don't come that often, you can always replenish what she bombs.
Is that as secure as your base can be? Is it?
A little unfortunate there. So now that we've got the artillery platform, we can start moving quads up that pathway. You want to line the northern section of the island with a few quads, so that whenever her units come in like this, they'll start shooting them down. That's the first thing. The next thing is, you want to use those quads to get rid of the bombers as they return back, so that you can get your general promotion up as quickly as possible. And once you get cash bounty, you can start making the money.
You don't know what to expect from me, do you?
I will obey. Others not able to react.
I'll get there.
I sense danger near.
I'll get there.
All units, attack pattern alpha. Just kidding.
You see this Chinook? This Chinook comes at about the 430 mark, so what you want to do is, you just want to get ready for it. I use a Toxin network to get rid of the men. If you want to save, you can use a quad to run the men over instead. That works as well.
Strikes, right? I'd attack if I were you, General. If you wait, then I'll just have one more super weapon to fire at you.
Okay, the trick to this first particle cannon is you can place a building here, but I cancelled it too quickly and that was my mistake. But it will land over there. If it doesn't land there, normally it hits one of the barracks if you so choose to put it on your right. Not a big deal, easily replaceable.
My greatest super weapon is my brain.
She sends this wave of A10s slightly after the particle cannon every time. It follows the same logic. The A10s always follow the same logic. So once you reach this phase, what you can do is you can place a whole bunch of high value units in one place, and just after the particle cannon strikes, you move them elsewhere, and the A10s will land harmlessly on where they were standing about maybe 10-15 seconds ago.
Who was supposed to be guarding that area?
It's completely optional for you to move up this section. However, I do it as an optimization so that I can save on my rebel ambush. For the particle cannon on the southeastern side, some people like to use rebel ambushes to try and force her to sell her particle cannon. I prefer to walk up the island myself, and I'll use my rebel ambush elsewhere, as you'll see later. Get your black market. I'll be using the radar vent to spot for my sneak attack later.
Why don't you just give up? I have many things I could be doing today. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, General. Think about it. You are pushing me over budget, General.
After this Comanche wave is done, you don't strictly need to keep the quads around, but in this playthrough I leave them there. I leave them there for some time. To walk up this ramp, just use rocket buggies. It's fairly simple to deploy. You also want to try and get at least 3 scat storms up as quickly as possible, so that you can break into the base quickly.
Rush in, General. I take my time.
I ride alone. It is my duty. I will make my own.
It's important that you get multiple scat storms and hit simultaneously, because his doses can rebuild, and we don't want to waste our time destroying things that she keeps rebuilding. So we want to hit all the reactors at the same time before we sweep in with a sneak attack. So you can see the quad in action. She does not kill your rebels if you spawn them there, so you can use them to capture a reactor, and once you get power, you build things at double speed, your build cooldowns are halved. It's overall better for you.
Our enemy is using their particle.
Our homes are in peril. Ready.
A warrior has fallen.
Do you think I'm scared of your little scud storm?
Well done, General. You have reached a higher rank. A warrior has fallen.
So you see I put a sneak attack here. This is important. We want to get rid of the supply center so that she cannot rebuild her airfield later. And we want to get rid of her airfield because of those bombers.
Are you rethinking the wisdom of attacking in general?
Warning has fallen.
Intruders!
You might be tempted to capture the supply centers so that you can get Chinooks, but if you use a sneak attack, there's generally no point.
I've been trying to go easy on you, General, but you're starting to annoy me.
And it's faster to just destroy the supply center. You might also be tempted to get German Kel so that you can get Avengers. Generally, I find there's not much value added by the Avengers, so you can easily skip the Avengers.
Cannot we live in peace? Yes. Do not hurt me. No, okay, I will work. Yes, I will obey. Do not hurt me. There's not enough room for that baby. I'm just a person. Do not hurt me.
If you find that you're having trouble with your economy, make sure you get the cash bounty. Make sure you max out your cash bounty.
Don't push me.
Warrior has fallen.
Be so far. The Lord are not better. I will obey. I will take as much as I can. I will make my own path. All right, let's go. It is my duty. I ride alone.
If you find these jobs to be a pain, you can supplement the defense with a stinger sight.
Yes, we live in the trust. Guarding the GLA underground. I sense danger near. We have captured the building. Just a peasant. This is hard
General,
work.
our enemy is using that particle cannon.
Our base is in peril.
You were using that.
So her particle cannons at this time, as the GLA, she will attack your palace, she will attack your arms dealer. So make sure you either plant down the construction sites closer to her base, or you just build extra.
Our land is being attacked. Guarding the GLA underground. We will not be oppressed. That building belongs to us now.
At this stage, we are mostly waiting for the Scud Storms to be ready, so that when we destroy her power, we can prepare a sneak attack and rush in all our units to defeat her in short order. So you see, I'm preparing a whole bunch of quads. I will prepare a bunch of bomb trucks as well in time. Bomb trucks just make things a little bit faster. Alternatively, you can use Scud launchers as well.
Our homes are in peril. I will obey.
Well done, General. You have reached a higher rank.
Okay, I will work.
How dare you hurt my soldiers?
Let's go. I'm hungry. Ow! Okay, I will work. What is it? Of course. All right, let's go. Rocket barrage ready.
A warrior has fallen.
The Anthrax bomb is to take out the Avengers. Although as the GOA, that's not really an issue because you don't have air units.
So,
And I put this Rebel ambush here as I have discovered a couple of blind spots in the defense here. So what you can do is You can use this as an opportunity to capture some of the reactors that contributes towards powering a base down.
We're waiting for you, General. What's keeping you?
So now the Scud Storms come. You want to get rid of the airfield. You don't need to center the Scud Storm on the airfield. Just a grazing blow is enough.
Do you know how long it's going to take to clean that up?
Our enemy is using their target.
So this last Scud Storm should take down a powerful grid. Final check. And we can go. Okay, now her power is down. We can use this opportunity to sneak attack in. Now this is not the ideal spot. Ideally you want to spawn in right next to the artillery platform. You want to spawn in next to the artillery platform so that it can't attack you. If you find that you've already destroyed the artillery platform, you can spawn in on that left side next where I spawned as well. But it's not that big a deal whichever you pick. Although the artillery platform is a little bit more central, so you can get work done a little bit faster that way. So now it's mostly just a matter of cleanup. Attack however you like.
I'd attack if I were you, General. If you wish, then I'll just have one more super weapon to fire at you. General, look over there. Someone's capturing your buildings.
And that should be it. Thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you guys. See ya.